Lantai Airport will be open for international flights on October 14, 2021. The government will make the resident identification number as the taxpayer ID. Hello, good evening viewers. Market Headlines is ready to provide you information from business, economic, and capital market sector. And as the pandemic is still ongoing, we'll provide you the latest COVID-19 information. Please stay safe by taking some simple precautions such as physical distancing, wearing a mask, avoiding crowds, cleaning your hands, and having less mobility. And with me, Fajar Wayong, this is Market Headlines. Let's start market headline. The government has decided to extend the restriction or PPKM level 4 in 6 districts or cities outside the Java-Bali region from 5 to 18 October 2021.
The government has again extended the restrictions or PPKM level 4 in 6 districts or cities outside Java and Bali from 5 until 18 October 2021. In the previous 2 weeks, PPKM level 4 was enforced in 10 districts or cities. The coordinating minister for economic affairs, Erlangga Hartarto, said that the extensions of PPKM level 4 needed to be taken because there were several areas out of 10 districts or cities that experienced an increase in cases and did not reach the testing or vaccination targets.
Perpanjangan PPKM luar Jawa diusulkan untuk 2 minggu ke depan, yaitu tanggal 5 sampai dengan 18 dengan cakupan adalah 6 kabupaten kota. Sebelumnya adalah 10 kabupaten kota, yaitu kabupaten kota yang salah satu levelnya masih belum mencapai target yang ditentukan atau testingnya masih relatif terbatas atau ada sedikit kenaikan positivity rate. Walaupun level-level tersebut seluruhnya sudah lebih rendah dari level yang ada.
Erlangga said there was an increase in positive cases of COVID-19 in the cities of Padang, Banjarmasin, and Balikpapan. Meanwhile, the districts or cities of Aceh, Tamiang, PD, and Bulugan did not reach the testing target. In addition, vaccination in 8 districts or cities is still limited to below the national average or below 45%. The achievement of elderly vaccinations in 7 districts or cities is still below the national average or below 30%. IDX Channel reports.
Coordinating Minister for Economy Affairs, Erlangga Hartarto, said that the realization of the absorption of funds for the National Economic Recovery Program was only around 411.7 trillion rupiah as of October 1st, 2021. This figure is equivalent to 55.3% of the 744.77 trillion ceiling. Erlangga said the funds were used for various programs. First, the realization in the health program is 104 trillion rupiah. Some of the funds were channeled for distribution of drug package to the community, treatment costs for 477,000 patients, and incentives for health workers. Second, the realization in the social protection program of 117.3 trillion to distribute social assistance to the community. Some examples of which are the Family of Hope program, cash assistance, electricity subsidies, wage subsidy assistance, rice assistance, and pre-employment cards.
Rp411,7 triliun dari Pagu 744,7 triliun. Klaster kesehatan itu adalah 48,4% atau 104 triliun. Perlinsos itu adalah 62,9% atau 117,3 triliun. Kemudian program prioritas 53% atau 62,5 triliun. Dukungan UMKM 68,43 triliun atau 42%, dan klaster insentif usaha 59,4 atau 94%.
As the COVID-19 pandemic is under control, Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment, Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, said that Bali's Ngurah Rai International Airport will be open for international flights on October 14, 2021. Bali's Ngurah Rai Airport will be open for international flights on October 14. Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment, Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, revealed that international flights are open as long as they meet the applicable terms and conditions. He emphasized that entry access was for several countries, namely South Korea, China, Japan, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and New Zealand. Luhut emphasized that international arrivals must meet the provisions and requirements regarding quarantine, testing, and the readiness of the task force. As is known, the government has again extended the imposition of community activity restrictions levels in a number of Java-Bali area from October 5 to October 18, 2021.
Bandara Ngurah Rai Bali akan dibuka untuk internasional pada tanggal 14 Oktober 2021 selama memenuhi ketentuan dan persyaratan mengenai karantina, tes, dan kesiapan Satgas. Setiap penumpang kedatangan internasional harus punya bukti booking hotel untuk karantina minimal 8 hari dengan biaya sendiri. Negara-negara yang kita buka nanti terdiri dari beberapa negara seperti Korea Selatan, Tiongkok, Jepang, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, kemudian juga
And we're moving on to global update. U.S. President Joe Biden has warned Republicans in the U.S. Senate not to play Russian roulette with the country's economy. Meanwhile, another billionaire tycoon appears poised to come to the aid of embattled developer China Evergrande Group. And more stories on today's International Minute.
United States President Joe Biden has warned Republicans in the U.S. Senate not to play Russian roulette with the country's economy by continuing to block legislations that will raise the statutory limit on U.S. debt. Democrats are pushing to raise the debt limit, which will be reached by mid-October, while Republicans have refused to go along with the proposal because they oppose Biden's spending plans. Democrats presently need 10 Senate Republicans to agree for the legislations to come up for a vote. Another billionaire tycoon appears poised to come to the aid of embattled developer China Evergrande Group. Hobson Development Holdings Ltd, a Hong Kong-listed real estate firm controlled by the billionaire Chu family, has agreed to buy a controlling stake in Evergrande's property service business, Thailand reported Monday, citing people it didn't identify. Evergrande Property Services Group Ltd said in a statement that its shares were halted on Monday due to a pending announcement of possible offer of shares of the company. Hobson declined to comment. Prominent members of Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan's government, donor to his party and family members of the country's powerful military generals have moved millions of dollars of wealth through offshore company, a new investigations by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalistic allege. Khan, who rose to power in 2018 on the back of promises to arrest Pakistan's corrupt political elites, was not personally named in the newly leaked documents dubbed the Pandora Papers, which were released late on Sunday. Lebanon and the International Monetary Fund are set to hold technical discussions in the coming days to take on the country's dire economic crisis. The IMF spokeswoman for the MENA region told they have received a letter from Prime Minister Najib Mikati expressing the authorities' interest in a fund program. In fewer than 2 years, Lebanon's financial and economic meltdown has rendered about 3/4 of the population into poverty and devalued the Lebanese pound by about 90%. IDX Channel reports.
Stay tuned on us. Market headlines will be right back.
nggak terkenal, mahal. Ini yang berkelas dan berkualitas.
Oh, begitu.
Playbox All-in-One TV Android Box.
Seiring meluasnya cakrawala investasi di tengah pasar saham yang dinamis. Analisa mendalam diperlukan untuk menemukan saham berorientasi value yang menghasilkan kinerja yang tinggi. IDX Channel akan mengulas isu pasar dan pergerakan saham terkini. Saksikan ulasannya bersama analis terpercaya hanya di IDX Channel.
Indonesia dipastikan sudah terlepas dari jurang resesi ekonomi setelah berhasil tumbuh positif.
Pemerintah melihat bahwa Q4 adalah potensi untuk kita membalikkan keadaan kembali. Kita memperkirakan
Satgas COVID-19 tetap mengingatkan agar masyarakat tetap disiplin dalam menegakkan protokol kesehatan.
Pemerintah akan melakukan upaya terbaik untuk memvaksinasi sebanyak mungkin orang dan secepat mungkin.
Kementerian Perdagangan optimistis target pemerintah untuk membuat 30 juta UMKM go digital bisa tercapai di akhir tahun 2023. Wisata Bali dan Labuan Bajo hingga saat ini masih menjadi favorit.
Welcome back on Market Headline. The Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment, Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, is said to be on the Pandora Papers list. Luhut is associated with embezzlement of assets and taxes because he once served as one of the oil and gas company's Petro Capital. Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs and Investment Luhut Binsar Panjaitan is said to be on the Pandora Papers list revealed by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. Luhut is associated with embezzlement of wealth and taxes because he has served at one of the oil and gas companies Petro Capital SA, which was included in the previous Panama Papers list. Spokesperson for Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs, Jody Mahardi, explained that Luhut had indeed led and managed Petro Capital SA. SOE is also appointed former Garuda Indonesia President Commissioner Triawan Munaf as President Commissioner and Independent Commissioner of Aviasi Pariwisata Indonesia. In addition, Eric also appointed Odo Manuhutu, Wihana Kiranajaya, and Elwin Mok as Commissioners of Aviasi Pariwisata Indonesia. Acting Assistant Deputy for Tourism and Supporting Services at the Ministry of State-Owned Enterprises, Endra Gunawan, said that the appointment of directors and commissioners was a milestone in the process of establishing a tourism and supporting SOE holding. He is optimistic that tourism holdings and supporters will have a positive impact on business actors. This is especially the case in the tourism sector. Endra said for the first stage, Aviasi Pariwisata Indonesia will be the leader of the SOE holding for tourism and supporting, consisting of Angkasa Pura I, Angkasa Pura II, Hotel Indonesia Natur, Taman Wisata Candi Borobudur, Prambanan and Ratu Boko, and also Sarina. IDX Channel reports. The government will make the resident identification number as the taxpayer ID. The Minister of Finance, Sri Mulyani, said that this step is part of the transformation of the tax system. Sri Mulyani explained that this policy was deliberately carried out to increase efficiency in the tax administration system. It also aims to increase the effectiveness of the system at the Directorate General of Taxes. Sri Mulyani hopes that this transformation can be directly seen in the mandatory individual tax system. The reason is they will be the object of using identification number to become NPWP. Meanwhile, he requested that the policy of using resident ID number as taxpayer ID can run well. In other words, there will be no turmoil that troubles taxpayers during the transition period.
Dalamnya mengantisipasi perubahan, yaitu penggunaan nomor induk kependudukan sebagai nomor pokok wajib pajak. Saya harap isu ini atau transformasi ini makin meningkatkan efisiensi dan efektivitas Direktorat Jenderal Pajak di dalam mengelola berbagai macam tugas-tugas sehubungan dengan kewajiban perpajakan terutama orang pribadi. Jangan sampai di dalam masa transisi terjadi gejolak baik dari sisi teknis maupun dari sisi organisasi.
Outstanding P2P lending fintech financing until August 2021 grew 70.36% year-on-year to 26.1 trillion rupiah. Referring to data from the Financial Services Authority, success rate of 90 fintech lending is still maintained at a moderate level of 98.23%, or non-performing loans recorded at 1.77% as of August 2021. Head of the Department of Supervision of the Non-Bank Financial Industry (OJK), Bambang Budiawan, said that financing that continues to rise shows funding needs are still very high and evidence that the P2P lending industry is well received. According to Bambang, if the COVID-19 condition continues to improve, the party is optimistic that the outstanding will continue to grow until the end of the year. It could even reach around 30 trillion rupiah. Stay with us because market headlines will be right back after this quick break.
Ya halo pemirsa, nama saya Mangivera Tjong. Saat ini saya menjabat sebagai presenter dan juga associate producer. Saat ini saya membawakan program IDX Session Closing, di mana di program tersebut saya menganalisa isu-isu ekonomi yang menarik, baik dari luar negeri maupun juga dari dalam negeri. Tentunya hingga saat ini saya masih terus belajar dan saya sangat menikmati profesi tersebut.
Indonesia dipastikan sudah terlepas dari jurang resesi ekonomi setelah berhasil tumbuh positif.
Pemerintah melihat bahwa Q4 adalah potensi untuk kita membalikkan keadaan kembali. Kita memperkirakan
Welcome back on Market Headlines. At the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement earlier today, JCI was open at the level of 6,337.33. And then approaching the closing time on the first session, the index was on the level of 6,285.17. Then the index was showing weakening trend by the second session closing time. The index was closed at the level of 6,288.04. In short, JCI went down 0.86%. And let's see the top gainers and top losers for today's trading. The top gainers, Bima went up 4.55% to the level of 222 rupiah per share. Aisa went up 12.5% to the level of 234 rupiah per share. TAPG went up 9.79% to the level of 785 rupiah per share. And WEHA went up 8.57% to the level of 228 rupiah per share. Meantime, the top losers for today's trading, we got Friend, went down 6.67% to the level of 98 rupiah per share. Trim went down 6.56% to the level of 342 rupiah per share. DAX went down 6.38% to the level of 88 rupiah per share, and BABP went down 5.71% to the level of 264 rupiah per share. And let's see the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. Open at the level of 14,258 rupiah, showing weakening trend towards US dollar, and was closed at the level of 14,234. In summary, rupiah went down 0.25%. Bank Jago has received an injection of funds from Rebit Capital to help accelerate financial inclusion. Bank Jago management say that Rebit's presence shows the interest of world-class investors in companies' efforts in advancing digital financial inclusion.
Bank Jago has received an injection of funds from Rebit Capital to help accelerate financial inclusion in Indonesia. The interest of global investors shows that the prospects for digital banks in Indonesia are huge. Rebit is one of the world's leading fintech investors whose investments include Robinhood, Revolt, Affirms, Nubank, Coinbase, and Credit Karma. However, management did not disclose the total funds that had been achieved. Bank Jago President Director Karim Siregar said Rebit's presence shows the high interest of world-class investors in Bank Jago's efforts in advancing digital financial inclusion in this country. Rebit's investment adds to the list of credible shareholders and has a strong commitment to advising Bank Jago as a major player in the digital banking business. Previously, Bank Jago had won the trust of Gojek through its financial services and digital payments business and GIC Private Limited. IDX Channel report.
Sejahtera Bintang Abadi Textile is targeting the exercise of preemptive rights or the issuance of new shares worth 132 billion rupiah this month. The funds will be used for business development in line with the company's aggressiveness in expanding the export market. The management of Sejahtera Bintang mentioned the desire to expand its market share abroad by marketing open and yarn products for the European market, such as Ukraine, Lithuania, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and other countries. Whereas previously the company had penetrated the Saudi Arabian market by supplying new yarn products, namely yarn for making prayer mats. Regarding the stock rights issue, the company is targeting 132 billion rupiah in funds. Funds worth 70 billion will be used to purchase 3 sets of open-end machines and their supporting facilities. From market condition, as the efforts in achieving herd immunity is still going on, here is an update data about COVID-19 vaccinations in Indonesia. And the news close our market headlines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, your trustworthy economic, business, and capital market channel. And viewers, to prevent the spread of COVID-19, always wear a mask and get vaccinated immediately. Masks have been shown to reduce the risk of transmission of 80%, while vaccines minimize the risk of death by 73%. So let's wear a mask and get vaccinated because masks and vaccines keep us healthy and happy. I'm Fajar Wayong. Have a nice evening and stay safe.